There's a moment in life when the idea of solitude starts to feel more like an embrace than a void. As we journey into our golden years, some of us begin to notice subtle hints that living solo might bring more joy and peace than the lively chaos of a shared home. Perhaps you've been mulling over this possibility lately. You're not alone. Many older adults are finding themselves drawn to the idea of independent living. If you've been pondering this path, here are 11 signs that might help you decide if it's time to embrace the art of living alone. 1. Tranquility becomes your treasure. Remember when a quiet house meant something was wrong? Now, you might find yourself savoring those moments of silence. Maybe you catch yourself sighing with relief when the grandkids leave, or you linger a little longer in the peaceful aftermath of a family gathering. This yearning for calm could be a sign that you're ready for a more serene living situation. As we age, our nervous systems often become more sensitive to stimuli. What once felt like a pleasant buzz of activity might now feel overwhelming. This isn't a flaw or a weakness. It's a natural part of aging for many people. Recognizing and honoring this need for tranquility is a sign of self-awareness and self-care. Living alone can provide the perfect environment to cultivate this peace. Imagine waking up to the soft chirping of birds instead of a blaring alarm, or enjoying your morning coffee in perfect silence, watching the world wake up outside your window. These small moments of tranquility can have a profound impact on your overall well-being, reducing stress and improving mental clarity. However, it's crucial to strike a balance. While peace is valuable, too much silence can sometimes feel oppressive. If you choose to live alone, consider ways to balance your need for quiet with moments of joyful noise. This might mean scheduling regular video calls with loved ones, joining a local choir or music group, or even adopting a pet if you're able to care for one. The key is to create an environment where you control the level of noise and activity, allowing you to find that perfect balance between serenity and stimulation. 2. Your own company becomes your favorite company. Have you noticed that you're increasingly content with just yourself for company? Perhaps you've rediscovered an old hobby or found a new passion that fills your days with purpose. This self-sufficiency is a strong indicator that solo living might suit you well. This growing comfort with solitude often comes from a place of self-discovery and self-acceptance. As we age, we often become more comfortable in our own skin, more aware of our likes and dislikes, and more appreciative of our own unique qualities. This self-awareness can make our own company not just tolerable, but genuinely enjoyable. Living alone provides the perfect canvas to explore this self-sufficiency. You might find yourself lost for hours in a good book, or deeply engrossed in a craft project. Maybe you enjoy long walks in nature, observing the changing seasons without the need for conversation. These solitary activities can be deeply fulfilling, allowing you to connect with yourself on a profound level. However, it's important to distinguish between enjoying solitude and becoming isolated. Humans are inherently social creatures, and even the most introverted among us need some level of social interaction for optimal mental and emotional health. If you choose to live alone, make sure to maintain social connections. This might mean regular coffee dates with friends, joining clubs or groups related to your interests, or volunteering in your community. The goal is to create a life where you enjoy your solitude, but also have meaningful social interactions on your own terms. 3. You've mastered the art of boundary setting. As we age, many of us become more attuned to our needs and less willing to compromise our well-being. If you find yourself longing for a space where your routines and preferences are honored without negotiation, it might be time to consider solo living. Boundary setting is a crucial life skill, and one that many of us only truly master later in life. It involves recognizing your own needs and limits and communicating them clearly to others. In a shared living situation, boundaries can often become blurred. You might find yourself compromising on things that are important to you for the sake of household harmony. Living alone allows you to set and maintain boundaries effortlessly. Want to stay up late reading without disturbing anyone? Go ahead. Prefer to eat dinner at an unconventional time? No problem. These might seem like small things, but they can significantly impact your quality of life and sense of autonomy. However, it's important to remember that healthy boundaries don't mean cutting people out entirely. The key is finding a balance between protecting your space and maintaining meaningful connections. Living alone doesn't mean you can't have visitors or enjoy social activities. It simply means that you have more control over when and how these interactions occur. Consider creating a visiting hours policy for friends and family, or designating specific areas of your home for socializing. This allows you to maintain your private space while still nurturing important relationships. Remember, the goal of boundaries is not to isolate yourself, but to create a life that respects your needs while still allowing for meaningful connections. 4. The idea of total control over your space excites you. Imagine a home where every decision, from the temperature setting to the choice of dinner, is entirely yours. If this thought fills you with excitement rather than anxiety, you might be ready for independent living. This desire for control often stems from years of compromise and shared decision-making. Perhaps you've spent decades considering the needs and preferences of a spouse, children, or roommates. While these compromises are often made with love, there can be a certain liberation in finally having a space that's entirely your own. Living alone allows you to create an environment that's perfectly tailored to your needs and preferences. Want to paint your living room a bold color? Go for it. Prefer to keep the thermostat at a specific temperature? No need to negotiate. These might seem like small freedoms, but they can contribute significantly to your sense of comfort and belonging in your own space. Moreover, this control extends beyond just the physical aspects of your home. It also means having control over your time and daily routines. You can eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, and structure your day in a way that works best for you, without having to consider anyone else's schedule or preferences. But with great freedom comes great responsibility. Be sure you're prepared for the practical aspects of maintaining a home on your own, or have a plan to get help when needed. This might involve learning basic home maintenance skills, budgeting for professional help for more complex tasks, or researching local services that can assist with things like housekeeping or yard work. Remember, choosing to live alone doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It's about having the power to decide when and how to seek help or company. The goal is to create a living situation where you feel empowered and in control, while still having the support you need to thrive. 5. Your caregiver role is evolving. 5. Your caregiver role is evolving. Many of us have spent years, even decades, caring for others. If you find yourself ready to shift that energy towards self-care, it could be a sign that solo living is your next chapter. Caregiving, whether for children, a spouse, or aging parents, is a profound and often all-consuming role. It can be deeply rewarding, but it can also be physically and emotionally draining. As we age, we may find that we no longer have the energy or desire to be full-time caregivers. This doesn't mean we love our family any less. It simply means our needs and capabilities are changing. Living alone can provide the perfect opportunity to redirect that caregiving energy towards yourself. After years of putting others first, it can feel almost revolutionary to prioritize your own needs and wants. This might involve establishing a self-care routine, pursuing long-neglected interests, or simply enjoying the luxury of unstructured time. However, be prepared for the emotional adjustment that comes with this change. Many former caregivers experience a mix of relief and guilt when they step back from this role. You might feel a sense of loss or struggle with your sense of purpose. These feelings are normal and valid. To ease this transition, consider finding new ways to contribute and feel purposeful that align with your current energy levels and desires. This might involve mentoring younger people in your community, volunteering for causes you care about, or even starting a small business based on your skills and interests. The key is to find activities that allow you to feel useful and connected without the all-consuming nature of full-time caregiving. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. By prioritizing your own well-being, you're ensuring that you can continue to be there for your loved ones in whatever capacity feels right for you. 6. You want to age on your own terms. There's a unique freedom in deciding how to navigate your later years. If you're craving the autonomy to make decisions about your daily life and future care without well-meaning but sometimes overbearing input from others, independent living might be calling your name. As we age, it's common for family members, particularly adult children, to become increasingly involved in our lives. While this often comes from a place of love and concern, it can sometimes feel intrusive or infantilizing. You might find yourself bristling at suggestions about your diet, exercise routine, or social life. This reaction could be a sign that you're ready for more independence. Living alone allows you to age on your own terms. You get to decide what successful aging looks like for you. Maybe that means pursuing new hobbies or learning opportunities. Perhaps it involves traveling or volunteering, or it could simply mean enjoying quiet days at home with a good book. The point is, the choice is yours. This autonomy extends to decisions about your health and future care as well. When you live alone, you have more control over when and how to implement changes to support your changing needs. You can decide when it's time to install grab bars in the bathroom or to start using a meal delivery service. You can choose which doctor to see and when to seek medical advice. However, aging independently doesn't mean going it entirely alone. It's crucial to have a solid plan for emergencies and future care needs. This might involve researching local support services, setting up a medical alert system, or having regular check-ins with family or neighbors. The goal is to create a support system that respects your autonomy while ensuring your safety and well-being. Remember, independence doesn't mean isolation or stubbornness. It means having the wisdom to know when to ask for help and the courage to accept it on your own terms. It's about creating a life that honors your needs, values, and desires as you age. 7. You're craving a fresh start. Sometimes, our current living situation can feel like a relic of our past selves. If you're yearning to redefine your life and explore new aspects of your identity, solo living can provide the perfect blank canvas. This desire for a fresh start often comes after a significant life change, such as retirement, the loss of a spouse, or children moving out. These transitions can be challenging, but they also offer a unique opportunity for reinvention. Living alone can be a powerful way to facilitate this transformation. Imagine the freedom of moving to a new place where no one knows you as John's wife or Sarah's dad. You can introduce yourself simply as yourself, with the opportunity to highlight whatever aspects of your personality and history you choose. This can be incredibly liberating, allowing you to shed old roles and expectations that no longer fit. Living alone also provides the space to explore new interests without judgment or interruption. Always wanted to try painting but worried about making a mess? Your solo home is the perfect studio. Interested in learning a new language or instrument? You can practice at any hour without disturbing anyone. However, be prepared for the challenges that come with big changes. It's normal to feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. You might experience moments of doubt or nostalgia for your old life. It's okay to take small steps and adjust gradually to your new lifestyle. Consider starting with a trial period of solo living before making a permanent change. This could involve house-sitting for a friend or renting a vacation home for an extended period. Use this time to reflect on what you enjoy about solo living and what challenges you face. This can help you make a more informed decision about whether permanent solo living is right for you. Remember, embracing a fresh start doesn't mean erasing your past. It's about building on your experiences and using them as a foundation for this new chapter in your life. It's an opportunity to align your living situation with who you are now and who you want to become. 8. Simplicity speaks to your soul. If you find yourself increasingly drawn to the idea of a clutter-free, simplified life, living alone might be the perfect opportunity to embrace minimalism. Imagine a space with only the things that truly bring you joy or serve a purpose. This yearning for simplicity often emerges as we age and our priorities shift. We may find that the possessions we once cherished now feel more like burdens. The idea of maintaining and organizing a house full of stuff can feel overwhelming. Living alone provides the perfect opportunity to declutter and simplify. When you live by yourself, you have full control over your space and possessions. You can critically evaluate each item in your home and ask yourself, does this add value to my life? This process can be incredibly liberating. Many people who downsize report feeling lighter, both physically and emotionally. Simplifying your living space can have numerous benefits. It can make your home easier to clean and maintain, reducing physical strain and freeing up time for activities you enjoy. A clutter-free environment can also contribute to mental clarity and reduced stress. Plus, if you're considering moving to a smaller home, having fewer possessions makes that transition much easier. However, be cautious not to declutter to the point of discomfort. Some objects, especially those with sentimental value, can provide important emotional comfort. The goal of simplifying is not to live an austere life, but to create a space that supports and nurtures you. Consider starting small. Perhaps declutter one drawer or closet at a time. Reflect on how you feel after each session. Do you feel lighter and more peaceful, or do you feel a sense of loss? This can guide you in finding the right balance of simplicity for your life. Remember, embracing simplicity doesn't mean getting rid of everything. It's about curating your possessions and your lifestyle to align with your values and needs. It's about creating a space that feels like a sanctuary, calm, ordered, and uniquely yours. 9. Decision-making without compromise appeals to you. After years of considering others in every decision, the idea of choosing based solely on your own preferences can be incredibly appealing. From what to watch on TV to how to spend your Saturday solo living offers unparalleled freedom in decision-making. This desire for uncompromised decision-making often stems from years of putting others' needs first. As parents, spouses, or caregivers, many of us have spent decades considering the preferences and needs of others in every choice we make. While this is often done out of love and necessity, it can leave us feeling disconnected from our own wants and needs. Living alone allows you to reclaim your decision-making power. Want to eat ice cream for dinner? Go ahead. Prefer to sleep in on weekends and stay up late on weeknights? That's your prerogative. Feel like spontaneously redecorating your living room at midnight? No one's stopping you. These might seem like small freedoms, but they can contribute significantly to your sense of autonomy and self-expression. This freedom extends to bigger decisions as well. You get to decide how to spend your money, where to travel, what hobbies to pursue, and how to structure your days. This can lead to a profound sense of alignment between your inner self and your outer life. However, it's important to remember that decision-making is a skill that can atrophy if not used regularly. If you've been in a situation where most decisions were made jointly or by others, you might initially feel overwhelmed by having to make all choices yourself. This is normal and usually passes as you become more comfortable with your newfound autonomy. Also, remember that independence doesn't mean isolation. It's still valuable to have trusted friends or family to consult on big decisions. Sometimes talking through our choices with others can help us clarify our own thoughts and feelings. The key is that the final decision remains yours. Consider keeping a journal of your decisions and their outcomes. This can help you refine your decision-making skills and gain confidence in your choices. It can also be a powerful reminder of your growth and independence. Ultimately, the goal is to create a life where your choices reflect your true self, your values, preferences, and aspirations. Living alone provides the perfect canvas for this self-directed life. 10. You feel emotionally self-reliant. When you're emotionally self-reliant, you're less dependent on others for your happiness and well-being. This doesn't mean you don't enjoy or value relationships, but rather that you have the inner resources to navigate life's ups and downs on your own. Living alone can both require and foster this emotional independence. When you live by yourself, there's no one immediately available to comfort you after a bad day or to share in your joys. This can be challenging at first, but it also provides an opportunity to develop stronger coping mechanisms and a deeper relationship with yourself. You might find yourself developing new rituals for self-care and emotional regulation. Perhaps you'll start journaling to process your feelings, or develop a meditation practice to center yourself. Maybe you'll discover that a long walk in nature helps you clear your mind, or that creating art allows you to express emotions you struggle to verbalize. This emotional self-reliance can be incredibly freeing. It allows you to face challenges with confidence, knowing that you have the inner resources to cope. It can also lead to more authentic relationships, as you're not relying on others to fulfill all your emotional needs. However, it's important to strike a balance. Even the most emotionally self-reliant among us benefit from sharing our feelings with others from time to time. Emotional independence doesn't mean emotional isolation. Make sure to maintain some close relationships where you can be vulnerable and receive support when needed. Consider joining a support group or seeing a therapist regularly, even if you feel emotionally strong. These resources can provide valuable outside perspectives and help you continue growing emotionally. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. 11. Personal growth is your priority. Living alone can provide the perfect environment for self-discovery and personal development. If you're excited by the idea of dedicating time to learning, growing, and exploring your interests without distraction, solo living might be your ideal next step. As we age, many of us find ourselves with more time and freedom to focus on personal growth. Perhaps you've spent years focusing on career advancement or family responsibilities, and now you're ready to turn that energy inward. Living alone can provide the perfect backdrop for this journey of self-discovery. Imagine having the time and space to dive deep into subjects that have always fascinated you. Maybe you'll finally learn that language you've always been interested in, or take up an instrument you've always wanted to play. Perhaps you'll explore philosophy, delve into creative writing, or become an expert in local history. Living alone also provides ample opportunity for self-reflection. Without the distractions of others' needs and schedules, you can really tune into your own thoughts, feelings, and desires. This can lead to profound insights and personal growth. You might find yourself trying new things more easily when you live alone. There's no one to judge your efforts or make you feel self-conscious. Want to try painting but worried you won't be any good? In your own space, you're free to experiment without fear of criticism. However, be mindful of setting realistic goals. Growth is a journey, not a destination, and it's important to be kind to yourself along the way. Don't put pressure on yourself to constantly be productive or improving. Allow yourself time to rest, reflect, and simply enjoy being. Consider creating a personal growth plan for yourself. Set both short-term and long-term goals, but be flexible. Your interests and priorities may shift as you grow and change, and that's perfectly okay. The joy is in the journey of discovery. Remember, personal growth doesn't always mean learning new skills or acquiring knowledge. It can also mean deepening your understanding of yourself, cultivating mindfulness, or developing greater emotional intelligence. Living alone provides the perfect laboratory for all types of personal growth. Living alone as an older adult isn't about isolation. It's about creating a life that resonates with who you are now. It's about finding the space to hear your own thoughts, to dance to your own rhythm, and to write the next chapter of your life exactly as you envision it. Each of these 11 signs points to a different aspect of independence and self-knowledge. You may relate strongly to some and less to others. That's perfectly normal. We're all unique individuals with our own needs, preferences, and life experiences. But it's not a decision to be made lightly. Consider your financial situation, your health needs, and your support network. Talk to friends who live alone, or try a trial period if possible. Remember, choosing to live alone doesn't mean closing the door on your relationships. It means choosing when and how to connect. Thank you for joining me today. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on navigating the golden years. We're all on this journey together, and sharing our knowledge and experiences can make the path smoother for everyone.